Good morning guys, Chris the Ultimate Recycler coming back to you now with the big news. Yep, it wasn't clickbait, this will change everything. Our shop over there, which I've been in for 2.5 years, I think. Christine's been there longer, and my other shop was beside it where I was there for nearly 20 years. If you're new to the channel, I've been a second-hand dealer here for coming up, well, about 23 years I think in total, not to mention time I did before that on eBay. The big news is our shop and the service station are all owned by the one landlord, and as you can see from that yellow sign, let's zoom in, it is being auctioned. No, not again. The shop premises, if you're new to the channel, my old shop where I was there, as I said, for nearly 20 years, was auctioned. I had to move out quickly. It's an epic playlist on the great shop backyard cleanup. Now looks like we've got another great cleanup ahead. These things just keep happening. So what does this mean for the channel? What does it mean for me, Christine? It's the end of an era. I seem to be saying that a lot on my channel. We had my old shop, we had the farm cleanup, end of an era. After 23 years approximately as a second-hand retailer in this great little town, that's going to come to an end. There's so much going through my mind. There's probably a lot going through yours. Never fear, the channel will not stop. We've got lots of content. We're certainly going to get a lot more quickly, and it probably will come through in lots of smaller episodes like the Great Farm Cleanup did. But the urgency isn't the same. Now, with my original shop, backyard cleanup and shop, we were under a lot of pressure. The place sold quickly. I wasn't expecting it to. We had 3 months settlement. I had 20 years worth of stuff to get rid of because I lived out the back as well at one stage. And that did put us under a lot of pressure. This one, hopefully not so much. Now, you may have read the sign before, auctions in April. It's currently the end of February. The property itself is quite large. It goes back behind the old service station. There's access to another street. It's not going to be a cheap property. It's going to be marketed to developers. They will probably bulldoze these existing buildings. But the owner does have a lot of stuff himself. He's a car collector, he's been a mechanic. The business has been in his family for generations. He's a Ford man, there's lots of old cars, there's sheds full of parts. Fortunately, he's got more to clean up than I have. So the settlement will probably be a really long one, and that buys us a lot of time. Now that's assuming it sells at auction. There's a fair chance that there won't be a developer come along straight away who's prepared to put in the money, given that this was a service station, and also our shop here has the old petrol tanks or fuel tanks underground, and that represents quite a challenge for developers to extract them, to have all the soil decontaminated. It's quite expensive, and I think that will put a lot of people off. So I'm guessing we've probably got minimum 7 or 8 months, maximum maybe a couple of years, I don't know. But certainly we've got to change our tact. It will change a lot of what I do. I'll talk about that as we go through and in upcoming videos. Christine's about to open the shop, so I better go and help. It's Saturday, it's a beautiful day. No storms today. There's a bit of a festival on the lake in town, so it should be really busy. I'll give you a walk around once we're open. Did I say no rain? It's been steady this morning. It's just very tropical and humid, and it's just, I had a look on the radar and the clouds are just staying above us. So it could be a wet day. At least there's no wind, and all our stock out the front is staying dry. So we're opened up. We've had a lot of people through this morning, and we're trying to get organised. I'll show you some things that I've been doing, but I'd appreciate anyone's input onto perhaps how we can structure this moving forward. We've got a lot of display shelves, lots of display shelves, lots of cabinets. All the stuff will have to go eventually. The white shelving on the back wall came out of Christine's original fabric shop, and we'll probably take those home and set them up at home. They'll be the last to go. They're all screwed together and fixed, so we'll do them right at the end. But I've got a lot of good shelving that I've collected over the years, some really nice cabinets. This is a nice vintage one here. We don't have anywhere to use them at home or anywhere to put them, so they will be all for sale. What we thought we might do is actually go around soon and put prices on the cabinets. Not fire sale prices, but not super expensive. And as stuff sells, we'll just reorganise. And as we start to make more room, furniture-wise, we can set up more foldable trestles like this one. Now, it's going to be an ongoing process. I'm thinking you know, as I'm expecting to get 12 months at least, so we should not need to discount things like these beautiful old workbenches. They can stay here towards the end, but if we get a reasonable price, well, we're not going to knock it back. And you can see a whole range of display cabinets down here. We may as well price them. They don't sell like they used to, but every now and again someone wants one, so it would be silly to knock back a potential buyer on a cabinet at a pretty reasonable price. There's a nice glass shop cabinet there. There's more stuff out of Christine's original shop. We're obviously not going to be able to sell it all. Christine's soaps we probably won't reorder. Once they go, we'll use the space for other things. And yeah, it's just a matter of just gradually getting rid of stuff. The good thing is that we don't have the quantity coming in. Now, I'm not going to be going to the charity shop anymore and taking e-waste. I'm not going to accept donations here. It's going to be really difficult to say no, but we're trying to teach ourselves. It's only a 2-letter word, but it's hard to say. Just gave Christine a glance then. Out here, of course, also we have lots of shelving. And as we make room in the shop and make room out here and empty the shelves, we'll move them out to the shop and just move them on. So yeah, lots to do. The rain, fortunately, hasn't been dripping in here this morning. I have got the tubs empty and we're ready to go. Nice long cabinet here, or it's actually like a shop counter. I really like this, and it's been quite useful over the years. And I've got a lot of scrap metal and stuff underneath in tubs that will go home and be all sort of consolidated into one spot. And we will do a scrap run at some stage. Those drawers have always just held a bit of our own bookwork and stuff, so we'll clean them up and we'll actually put a price on the drawers. So it's just a matter of planning right from the start, I think, so that we don't have to have a fire sale and quit stuff super cheap. The good thing, as I said, is because the quantity of stuff is no longer coming in, we can keep the shop well stocked with everything that you guys know is in my storage sheds, and Christine's got a lot of fabric to process the same. Back outside, it's still quite warm and muggy, so it's not actually a bad day. We're going to have lots of trolleys and things to get rid of too eventually. The books we might actually put on the free book exchange and just not do anything more with the books, and then we can use that trolley to move stock out of the shop, and they have like a half price trolley. Once this electrical stuff goes for my latest e-waste pickups, there probably won't be quite so much of that. Just whatever I find in my shed at home pretty much. Things like chargers and cords, vintage computer stuff, old mice. I've organised my cords and cables, and I've been selling a few, but they're probably, a lot of those might end up with the plugs chopped off and going to as a electric wire to the scrapyard. I might change them all to $1 each. I've got lots of chargers out the back, all different voltages that I might have to put out the front on special. Hey David, how you going? These two trolleys were $1 each, discount trolleys, just a clearance. We've now made them free. We'll move a lot of low value stuff for free just to free up our workspace. The artwork I had was 10, I've dropped it to 5. And all these VHS tapes, I was getting $5 each, I dropped them to 1. Now I've actually made them free. So we're just moving the really low value stuff that we would have no chance of getting rid of if we didn't have a shop. So there we go, we've got a lot to organise. I'd appreciate anyone's input on how we're going to structure it, but I think we've kind of got a reasonable plan of pricing all the stuff inside so that if it does sell, we don't miss out on a pretty good sale and we get reasonable value for our cabinets. And we're going to certainly make use of all the room out the front of the shop. It takes us a long time to set up and pack up, and it's probably going to be even more so for quite some time. But getting all this stuff out on the street, or basically right on the footpath, on a day, as long as it's not windy, wind is our enemy, but the town is so busy weekends that we should capitalise on, you know, bargain hunters and people just wanting to pick up a good value buy or even something for free. So that's the plan at this stage. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. So obviously these storerooms out the back are super important now, other than the flooding issue, which you all suggested it's a good idea to clean this up if it floods. And I did hint in the last video that there's something that will become evident later on that's prompting us to clean up, and I wasn't expecting later on to be the next day. We've known this for a little while, for probably 3 or 4 weeks, but we couldn't say anything until the actual signs went up. This morning I've made a bit of room and I can get round to these shelves, and I've been cleaning off these shelves. Now, There's lots and lots of jars of hardware, and I'm just consolidating them all into saleable lots, because once I don't have a shop, hardware lots like this will be pretty hard to sell. I've been discovering a few things. There's a couple of World War II telephone handsets there with little, I think they've got little generators in them. There's going to be some pretty cool stuff come out of this room. There's a bit of hi-fi gear as well. Lots of manuals. Someone did ask me about Nissan manuals. They will all be for sale at some stage. Some of them, if they're quite sought after, I might save them up for eBay. I'm still going to be doing a lot of eBay, and my plan is to quickly check a lot of stuff and pack good eBay stuff in crates, and that can go home because I can do that after I don't have the shop anymore. But a lot of stuff that really isn't worth a great deal and not worth eBaying will go straight into the shop as soon as we can. More hardware up here, all these jars. I'm just going through this morning, and I was planning to build a workbench here. In fact, I think I did a bit of a video on it, and once I got a bench there, it just got covered in clutter. So this will all be cleaned up. All these little shelf units that I've kept can all go straight in the shop. I've already put a couple out this morning because we won't need them here anymore. So here's what my counter looks like at the moment as I'm sorting out all these jars of hardware. I could put them all in a box and clear them out quickly, but we're not under that much time pressure at the moment. And by sorting them into lots, like a jar full of brass screws, I should get $10 for that. So I don't really want to box them up and quit them cheaply at this stage, but I certainly have a lot scattered around. And because I've been saving them in lots of different locations, they've often doubled up, and it's just a matter of consolidating them into jars. So I'm processing a bit of that while we're at the shop, and hopefully can clear out more out of that back room. So now you know, guys, why the landlord wasn't necessarily that keen to fix the guttering. They've obviously planned this, and I've known what's going to happen. With our lease here, we didn't have a proper lease. We had a handshake agreement. A couple of people asked if we even owned the building. No, it's just been a handshake agreement. Really good people, great landlords, and enabled us to run a business here without massive overheads. We really should have been paying a lot more rent than we were. So that was great. It allowed us to be a weekend shop in a busy town, and that's one of the reasons we're not looking for another shop, because we would never find something. There's very few shops available here anyway, and we'd never find something with an equivalent as far as outgoings go to suit our business. So it is perhaps time to retire, but that won't mean the end of the channel by any means. As I said earlier, I'll still be dealing. I've got a lot of content with unboxing to go even after we're out of the shop. I'm still going to be eBaying. We might even do some swap meets. We might have a garage sale every so often. So there's lots of potential. Once you're a dealer, you're always a dealer. So I'm always going to have adventures to take you guys on. I think I hope I haven't repeated myself in this video, because I've been sort of filming in between customers. It's very busy here. So I think we'll leave this episode here now. Ask questions, I'll try and answer them. And as we go forward, I'll just probably be down here during the week a bit, unpacking and sorting stuff. Lots of unboxings to do. I'll bring you guys along. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.